was on the truck, I enjoyed a lot. I had some good fun times. I got to tell you a story. Many years ago, as it was fall, and Halloween was on, Thanksgiving was coming up, kind of like right now, this time of year, and I was headed for Seattle, and I had to go through the chicken house, as we called them. Some of you would call them scale houses or coops, or, I don't know if those terms have disappeared, but anyway, I had to go through this scale house, let's call it. And I was running empty, so I knew there should have been no reason to go through, but they pulled me in and shut me down, stopped me right on the scales. And out the door came this important dude, the scale master. He came walking out, came around the front of my truck, glanced up at my front of my truck, came around, stood at my door. I rolled my window down. Something wrong, officer? Yeah. You got a pumpkin on the front of your truck. That's exactly what he said. And I thought, a pumpkin on the front of my truck. Yeah, I do, but I was thinking of this myself, because I mean, it was kind of like stupid. Okay? You got a pumpkin on the front of your truck? I really wanted to say, a pumpkin? How did a pumpkin get on the front of my truck? That's really what I wanted to say, but I knew he'd get very upset at that one. And I says, yeah. And he says, a pumpkin can't be, that's the words he used. A pumpkin? You can't have a light in a hood ornament? Well, I really never thought of it as a hood ornament. I had a pumpkin, okay, out on the front of my truck, I had a Kenworth where you pull the handle, lift the hood over, and I had taken the handle off and had a couple of bolts that, you hold on to, the thing bolts to, and I'd taken the bolts out, and I'd had a 1 inch by, 12-inch board, and I'd drilled some holes in it, and I bolted them through those holes so it's secure. I didn't want it blowing off. And anyway, what I had was this pumpkin, this plastic one. And I cut the holes out of the eye so the light would come out. And then I put a light inside and two good bolts, and I bolted them down through with washers so the wind, I knew there would be a lot of wind resistance out there, and down through the board, and tightened them underneath with some nuts. And then I took a wig. A long wig, a woman's long wig. I went to the dime store. Years ago, dollar stores used to be known as dime stores. And I bought these things for almost nothing. And I took it and glued it really good on this pumpkin. So yeah, I did have a pumpkin on the front of my truck. I know, I put it there. I couldn't understand why he was asking, do you know you have a pumpkin on the front of your truck? So then, okay, we got that cleared. So he walked around the front of the truck. Then he came back around again. He says, I want to see your driver's license. He wasn't being nice. I'm talking exactly. Okay. He looked at the driver's license, handed it back to me. Give me your logbook and pull that thing around back and come in. Okay. So I handed him my logbook, and he stopped, looked at the pumpkin on the front of my truck, and went on in. So I pulled around, back, walked in, and as I came walking in, he'd been thumbed through my logbook. I could see him thumbing through the pages. He says, you can't have a light in an ornament on the front of your hood. I says, no problem, I'll just turn the switch off. I think it aggravated him. I honestly think he wanted to come out and drive the truck. I honestly do. I mean, he's just a he has these patrol cars, you know, and they drive down the street. And have you ever seen a highway patrol car, a DOT patrol car, or something with a pumpkin on the front of it? I haven't. I think he was jealous. I had a pumpkin on the front of my truck. You know, back in those days, you know, I don't know. I love to do those things. And the reef on the grill and all these things. And I don't know if anybody's ever put a pumpkin on the front of their truck or not. But anyway, you know, here he was. And now the thing that I just wanted to laugh, he was so upset. He threw my logbook across the room, threw it at me. And it fell on the floor, and I get it, and he says, pick up that logbook and get yourself out of here. I had to refrain from laughing. I really did. So I had to get my head turned and head out to the truck, and so I couldn't start really laughing until I got outside. So, you know, truck driving is quite an occupation. You know, you run into some of the darndest people. You know, Scalemasters. I know some really good ones. And I'm going to tell some stories about some real good ones. I mean, we've had some good times with some of these Scalemasters and chicken house tenants or whoever they are, but whatever title you want to put on them. But this was, you know, I honestly think this man was just jealous. He didn't have a pumpkin on the front of his car, and I think it was irking him. But you know something? None of us get everything we want. And my logbook, he didn't know it was my second logbook for the day, but who's counting logbooks anyway? Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that story. That was absolute truth. You know, the pumpkin, that's the word he used. It's just, you know, it's one of those things that you don't forget. You know, the pumpkin on the front of my truck. Anyway, I hope someday you guys, every one of you men and women are out there, I hope someday you will have a pumpkin on the front of your truck too. Okay? I know some of these companies would really frown if you unbolted some of the bolts and, you know, did what I did. But, you know, just to have a pumpkin at night, you flip that light on, you're going down the highway with that big old orange pumpkin out there with that wind blowing back over your air dam. Just the sight of it, just the feel of my pumpkin out there leading the way, kind of like Rudolph and his red-nosed reindeer. Each of you have a great day, and I'm Steve Allen, and I'll see you again with another story. I've got lots of them. Anyway, you have a great day. Drive careful and keep the shiny side up. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.